It is so hot in my room. I'm sweating.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, it
are
is
you
summertime.
inside?
No, but like Jared, it is actually fucking hot in here.
I gotcha.
Like, it's not like no jokes. It is hot as fuck. Oh man, it's like like the houses up here. They're not built great because of they're like their air conditioning's not the best because we live in like the Northeast. It shouldn't be 90 degrees outside however many days in a row.
Yeah,
Well, here we are.
it's been raining here for like the past 5 days.
Yeah, it's about to rain from like today until mid next week here. So
Ah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
stoked about that because it'll be nice and cool.
There you go.
There it
I
is.
know.
What about you, Jared? How has your weather been?
I mean, it's hot. It's
He
Texas.
lives
It's the same shit. Nothing's changed.
lives in
Nothing's
Texas.
changed.
No, I know. I know.
Nothing's changed.
It's just
I know.
it's just hot.
It's the sun,
Hey
essentially.
Chris,
I moved.
are you recording?
I've been recording. What are
I
you talking
moved.
about?
Okay,
I moved down, and
you
it
guys
was
talk. I'm getting
hot,
water.
and it's been hot the whole time. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
Has it rained at all?
I mean, it's been raining. I mean, there's a week where it rained nonstop, and that's horrible.
I love
But
Austin like rain because it rains so hard for like
but it
3 hours.
but it barely rains.
That's not good.
No, I'm saying no. When it does rain, you're right.
Yeah, I know.
Hard.
It's just not.
Right,
It's not often.
hard.
It's not often.
Hey, what kind of rain is it today? Hey, it's the hard rain.
Like I'll never forget when we were supposed to go up to West Virginia. Wait, was it West Virginia or Cal? I think it was West Virginia. I
They
don't
got the
know,
same jerseys.
but the whole shit was flooded. Like there's a little creek behind the dorm. You remember the dorm? You remember
Yeah.
the creek behind the dorm? That thing was
Yeah.
flooded, and the water was over like the bridge that you would walk over to get towards the stadium. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, that whole
Oh
the
my
whole bridge
God.
was flooded. The whole
Isn't
area
that where they
back there
found
was
that
flooded.
body?
That is where they found the body. Yeah.
Hey, you know what else is flooded?
What's up?
The ice around my neck.
I didn't know you had jewelry like that. Okay.
I got that $4 Fashion Nova Cuba link on.
$4 Fashion Nova Cuban link.
You know,
Here we go.
gotta keep it on me. You know who? You know who would? I'm upset Joe never had any chains. I feel like you get Joe this like
No.
a loose fit. Nah, just listen.
Oh
Hear me
my
out. Hear me out.
God.
Hear me out. We get Joe like a nice little loose fit, like black and white striped shirt, short sleeve button up, right? Fits real loose. It's real comfortable, real breathable. Then we get him some black jorts, dog. Some like good looking cut off black denim shorts, bro. And then we get Joe some slip on Vans, and we get him two chains. Shit.
What are you guys
Shit.
talking about? What?
Joe, I was totally against this whole idea.
Oh, were you?
No,
I was.
Joe, did you hear the whole fit?
No, I heard black jorts
Yeah, no,
and then slip-on Vans.
Yeah, you didn't hear it, Joe. You didn't hear the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm just upset because you're Italian. You ain't got no gold chains.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that was like a requirement.
Yeah, you gotta be.
You didn't know, Joe? It's a prerequisite to be
I
Italian.
must have
You
missed
need
that. I
gold
must have
chain.
missed that in Italian school.
You gotta be a pervert, and you gotta have chains.
Oh, we're back on this. Okay.
Sorry, I don't speak Italian.
It's all come full circle from last episode to this episode. We're now talking about perverts again.
Hey, girl, let me get in that gabagoo.
Oh.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
you wanna get pastrami?
So, Jared, I
Yeah.
saw your Discord status.
Yeah.
What's going on, dude?
I relapsed.
Oh my God.
I relapsed. I spent about 4 months, February to now. I spent about 6 months in recovery. And then it happened. I got internet. I never canceled my Origin subscription. And I currently have Madden 22 loaded up. Honestly, happy with what they've done with franchise mode. They could have done more, but they actually made changes to it, which is nice.
Well, in their defense, more is coming.
Yeah, but like Chris, they actually updated franchise.
That's good.
They actually added shit that actually impacts the game. The gameplay didn't really change a whole lot. The tackling and the running feels a little better, but I mean, it went from bad to not horrible. So, but
I'm glad there's something for you in the new Madden, Jared. I'm glad there's something for you.
I mean, there was always going to be something.
This is Jared we're talking about.
There was always going to be something.
There's always something.
Facts.
Hey,
Big facts.
I'm just happy I never turned into a mutthead.
Yeah, that's like I don't know what has to happen in your life for that to happen. Like, and what goes wrong in life to where like you know what I'm spending at least 10 bands on Madden this year and
I
then
don't know,
doing
it's
it
just
again next year.
I understand if you're a content creator,
Yeah.
because like the money you make goes back into it. It's just
Yeah.
investing in your content.
Well, it's
But, like,
a
if you're
content
just like
creator mode, basically.
you know what I think is like a prerequisite to spending money on Madden is
What?
you got to like be from Louisiana.
Okay.
I feel like shout out the boys.
They did all play fucking my
Hey.
team and
To be fair, one did recover.
Hey,
Who?
real quick. Oh, Zach.
I'm not gonna just put down names here because that's rude.
I mean, you can drop names because hey, real
I mean,
quick, I want
Zach's
to
gonna
shout
be.
out.
I'm sure Zach's gonna be on the podcast at some point.
Nah, never.
Never? Oh, okay. Never mind. Take that
Well,
back.
that's rude.
Never.
I was
Zach,
hoping.
you will never
I
be
wanted
on
to
the
put him
podcast.
on. I wanted to put him.
Hey,
on the podcast.
where's my man Jay Weezy at?
He's not gonna be here today, but he said he
Yo.
wanted to be on. So
Let's
Oh,
go.
I want that man Jay
The
Weezy.
Weeze.
If we got a first guess, it's either gotta be Mr. Nelly or it's gotta be Jay Weezy. It's gotta be one of the two.
never
So Mr.
mind.
Nell and I'm
I was
like,
about
who?
to say some shit. I was like, never mind.
It's gotta be one of them two.
Would Michael remember to show up?
He's in
I mean-
recovery. He's fine.
Well, I think the bigger issue with Michael would be him trying to figure out how to actually like make his stuff work.
Nah, he's gotta just join the Discord and he'll be straight. That's all he has to
No,
do.
Okay, you say that, but
The last few times we played with Michael, it was like a whole 30-minute period to where he just fiddles with his stuff. And
Yes, and I'm assuming it's fixed now.
No,
uh-uh.
every single time,
It is
So-
without fail.
without fail.
So so the last time I played with Michael,
Mhm.
I've been able to move across the country, have shit internet, move into a new place, wait a week and a half, get internet, and get all my shit set up, and he still doesn't know how to connect wireless earbuds to his laptop.
Yes.
Last time
Shout
we
out.
played with Michael didn't know how to get his game audio into his headphones.
You know what? Shout out Michael. Shout out Michael.
Shut
Bro.
up, Michael.
Shout out Michael. Real quick, we were talking about Louisiana boys. I want to shout out my road dog, Mr. Coop. All right,
Wait, why is
That's not-
Coop your road dog?
Coop's been road dog. Coop's been road dog since he drafted me first overall. Coop is road dog. Coop is road dog.
The All-Star team up?
Yeah, the All-Star team.
Bro,
ups.
All-Star
Coop-
team up
Coop
was
is road
so
dog.
much fun.
That's the one thing I wish you still had your PlayStation, Joe, was for All-Star team up. You would have hated it, but it would have been so much fun.
No, I don't think he would have hated it. I think he would have had fun because like it's all like users, you know? There's no like computer bullshit. It's all users.
Probably would. Okay, then let me change my statement. Would have hated playing with Joe because Joe would have picked like Heat LeBron and just chuck up shots and just scream, "Why am I missing?" the entire time.
I think that's how he plays 2K in general.
True.
No, I make my shots in 2K.
Well, yeah, you switch to a center.
Yikes.
I literally don't play center right now.
Ooh, that's
Do any of us
facts.
play 2K right now?
Nope.
I mean,
So using that logic, I literally don't use a center.
Hey, you know what? Fair point. You
sound.
got me.
It's sound.
You got
I
me.
mean, like
Hey, you're not
play
wrong.
it. I don't like. I'm not like actively playing it. Obviously, I'm not playing like
I
Park
raised-
or anything.
There's nothing to play.
Okay, I'm trying to raise my mic up, but this stand isn't adjustable.
How much did you get for buying a $24 mic?
Pog you?
It's actually a $60 mic that I got for $4. So,
Oh, well, I think that just kind of drives my point further.
I mean, it was on sale, and then I got a discount on it. I
Whatever you say.
don't know.
Regardless, I'm happy for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Welcome back to the No Shot Podcast. Here I'm joined by my friends Chris and Joe. Say what's up, fellas.
What's up, people?
How we doing? Howdy.
Hey, so just real quick before we get started, uh, just make sure that you click like, you subscribe, you turn notifications on. If we ever get Spotify and Apple Podcasts set up, make sure you download and like.
It's a work in
Yeah.
progress.
And make sure to leave a review. Leave some 5 stars. We don't really care what you say. Just leave 5 stars. You can say it sucks, but you leave 5 stars. Who cares? Yeah. Tell your friends. Shout out. Hey. Our views on the YouTubes, the only platform we're posting on, is going up a little bit.
Is it
Yeah,
actual? I haven't checked it.
yeah, we're not doing. I mean, it's nothing like crazy, but I mean, we're getting more than like what 5 views.
Yeah, bro. How many of that is us though?
I've never watched them on YouTube. I just watch the recordings because I got the recording.
True. I know. I've watched a couple. No,
And
I actually listened through the last one and I liked it. Yeah, hey, the pilot's got 9 views, episode 1's got 5 views, and episode 2's got 8 views. So
Let's go.
Somebody
Let's go,
somewhere.
ladies and gentlemen.
Now, are the 3 subs us 3? Question
Yes.
mark. Okay. Hey, hey, low key surprised by the views. Low key
As
surprised
am
by the
I.
views.
I am also surprised by the views.
Did not.
I didn't expect
Go
this
Big
to
things.
get. I didn't expect this to get views until we started actually advertising.
Nah, that's why we're just following the game plan of just you throw shit at the wall and you just hope some of it sticks. And you know what? It's working a little bit.
I mean, it's not like we're already established content creators, so it's like anything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Do any of us actually like? I know Chris streams, so Chris creates that content. You streamed for a little bit. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the Joe stream comeback. That's what I'm waiting on.
Just wait for Halo Infinite. Joe
Yeah,
said
wait
he's
for
going.
Halo Infinite.
Joe said he's getting back in the game with me.
You getting back in
Yeah.
there? You gonna get you a camera, Joe?
A camera for what?
Streaming?
Your stream?
Why would I do that?
Your stream?
Why not? You don't want to show
would've-
your handsome face to the world while you stream?
That would require me to clean my room.
No, Joe. Just buy you
entirely.
just buy you a little green screen thing to put right behind you.
Yeah. I take up more room in my already tiny room.
Hey,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
you know who Smallant is? He does a bunch of speed running
Yeah,
and a
no
bunch of
smaller is.
Smallant. He literally has like a coat rack behind him, 2 coat racks with a green shower curtain, and that's what he does. That's all it is. Mans gets millions of views, and that's his setup. I'm just saying you could do the same.
I don't have enough space for like any of that.
I think you do. I
That's-
think you're just underselling yourself.
You know,
No, I
Dotto
really
records
don't
his
have that much
videos in
space.
his closet.
But I
I'm
bet
not
it's like
surprised
a
sound quality
bigger
is probably
closet.
lit.
Well, I mean, fun fact.
Hey Joe, just move in with me, and I got you, dog.
What was the fun fact, Chris?
No, that was the fun fact.
Okay,
You
thank
just said it wasn't that interesting. I was like, well, I mean, fun fact.
Fun fact, not so fun fact. Okay, well, what I kind of look. I want to start today with Chris's idea that he sent
My
in our little
idea?
Discord. I'm interested in to hear what y'all got to say. If there was thought put into it, I put a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I put a little bit of thought into it. I didn't put too much. Definitely got a simple answer.
I mean,
But
I
Chris,
put
what was
some,
your
I
topic?
put some thought into it. So when because I was talking with some people throughout the week and over the weekend, and this really came into my mind when I was talking to Justin this weekend, because we were talking about the manga Berserk, and we were and then I thought about it, and I was like, well, what kind of story makes a story good to you? And it doesn't have to be like manga or anime like that. It can be like any kind of fictional material or whatever, right? So I thought about it and I was like, well, the things that make a story interesting to me are like characters, the narrative, the setting, the plot, things like that. But for me in particular, I think my characters, they gotta be relatable. They gotta have some level of badass. The backstory has to apply to like how the characters developed, if that makes sense. Do you guys know what I'm saying on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they gotta have some struggles that I can like see them actually struggling with, not just something that's forced. Uh, I need a narrative that's engaging, can provide interesting adventure, or just some conflict that keeps me invested while I'm
So,
experiencing the story.
so while you're listing all these points, what media have you seen that you think like makes you think of all those points
Well, see,
or hit on all those points?
I'm getting to this, man. I thought about it, got it listed
Okay.
out. I'm ready. I got it. So in settings, and in this one is more pertains more to anime, and that would be like in battle shows, the power systems and the rules for the power systems need to be in a way that they can actually have some limitations, and or they provide like some kind of stakes and like actual challenge. And then I mean just a nice world to be invested in. So, some examples of like a narrative that I think is engaging would be like Heavy Rain, the game, right? Or like Attack on Titan. Those are things that I think of when I think of like good narratives that keep me engaged throughout the entire process. You know what I'm saying?
You played Heavy Rain?
I watched a playthrough of Heavy Rain.
Got it.
I was late on the Heavy Rain train, so I didn't really get to play
Okay.
that. And then characters, things like God of War and Persona and Vinland Saga. Those are things that I'm just like, those characters are like so crazy to me, and it's just like they leave a mark. And if your character leaves a mark, then I'm obviously gonna stick around to see what goes on with my character. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And then plot. Well, not plot. I apologize. It's not plot. It's spectacle. As another thing that I thought of would be something that pulls you into a story, and that's more or less like Final Fantasy, Halo, Dragon Ball, those kind of things. Because you don't really watch Dragon Ball for the narrative. You know what I'm saying? To say the least, you don't watch Dragon Ball for the narrative. And I mean, it's just things like that. And I mean, an example, like some of my favorites are obviously like Game of Thrones and Attack on Titan. I know Jared, you can relate to Game of Thrones for the most part.
Oh, so much.
And it's just, I mean, like Game of Thrones is one of those that's like narrative, characters, setting, the plot twists, all of it is just so good for so long. And the consistency, I think, also helps a lot with that. What are you thinking?
What are you asking?
Jared, I was
Either of
literally
us?
just talking to
Okay.
Jared just now.
Okay.
Was
I mean,
Game of Thrones direction?
for me, when it comes like, because I know you propose a question as fiction, and so my immediate thought was reading, but then also just shows. I don't know why I didn't think of it in terms of like video games. Don't know why, but, but I mean, I like my primary things. I was just thinking about like shows and movies,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the biggest things for me is the premise of the show.
Yeah.
If it's a good premise, the execution on it. So how well it's produced, the types of shots they get, and how well it's acted, and then just kind of like a good cast of characters that just hit all different ranges. So like you touched on Game of Thrones. There's literally like 15 different plots going on at the same time. And there's like 20 different main characters in the whole
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And so if you can't find one person that you dislike, or if you can't find one person that you like, then you have 19 others to pick from.
Yeah, exactly.
And then also just the way they handle big moments and the way they build to it and the character development of everything. Like I know certain shows have got like I really really enjoyed and got ruined for me just because of kind of what they did with characters and whatnot, i.e., basically like Game of Thrones the last season. But everything that Game of Thrones did, and then I know other shows that I really just like well acted shows. It could be any
Yeah.
type of premise.
Yeah.
But if it's well acted, then that just kind of sells it for me. So like Game of Thrones, all the acting in Game of Thrones was great. But then another show that's like the complete opposite direction of a big fantasy world that takes place where there's flying dragons and people killing shit with swords, like a show like Shameless, where it's literally just about
Yeah.
a family,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so well acted. The characters are so fleshed out, and there's so much just detail. And then the big moments are always not necessarily good, but they're satisfying
Have you seen The
to
Office?
watch. Yeah,
The Office
I
hits
think
for
The
me
Office
like
is all
that.
right.
In terms of like just people acting and then
Mm-hmm.
performing and giving you like, because like I mean, because I obviously I watched that with my ex, right? Y'all know that, but watching that show and watching the acting that was going on in that show, like you dead ass would like look at them and be like, oh, like he might be extra dumb, but I can see someone like him doing that. Or, and then when at the end when homie leaves, oh dude. Spoilers for The Office if you haven't seen a show that ended in
I
2007.
don't think. I was gonna say I don't think you can spoil The Office
I
at
mean,
this
you
point.
never know. People sit there and talk about how there's spoilers for Naruto. Naruto's been over since 2016.
True, but nah, I'm also like, but I'm also just like a big slut for production quality. Like shows
Yeah,
all like a
I
bunch of
got you on
HBO
that
shows
for
like
sure.
Barry. I fucking love that show and everything in it is well done. The Watchmen show was kind of like it got like mid reviews, but the production quality on it was insane, and so I love that. But yeah, mainly it's just kind of characters, plot points, how they handle big moments, and then the premise being cool. Like I feel like this premise is kind of getting oversaturated, and it's like if superheroes were in the real world, and two shows that I think of that I love
Oh
that hit
yeah,
that premise really really well are The Boys
yeah,
and Invincible.
yeah.
And so like the premise is the same, but they just take it in kind of two different directions, especially one being animated and one not being. But just those shows hit because the characters are cool, the concept's cool, it's well acted. Holy shit, they're both well acted, and
I
it's
mean,
good.
I
I
would
like
fucking
it.
hope Invincible was well acted with all the fucking A-list actors they have in that damn show. But no, yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's so good. I
but
love it.
but then I didn't put too much thought into video games, but like even then it plays into video games. If like the characters, if I don't care about the characters, then it's just kind of like, nah. But
Gears of War.
video games are different. Video video games are different for me because if a game is too expansive and there's too much shit, then I get kind of deterred from it. And so my taste in movies and shows is kind of different when it comes to video games.
Well, I mean, you gotta think about it too. Like in video games, you're more or less like doing the journey, right? You're not like watching
Yeah.
someone do it. Like you're doing it.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm talking about
Yeah.
even like the other characters in the game
Yeah, I got you.
that you interact with the most, and especially the voice acting in some games just ain't it.
Kingdom Hearts.
It I fucking hate. Oh my god. They somehow took just like such an expansive game and such a big universe with all these awesome characters in it and just chose they just fucking chose Sean Schimmel to voice act everybody and it was just ass.
Wait, whoa, time out. What?
I'm equating the Kingdom Hearts voice acting to Sean
Oh
Schimmel's
yeah.
voice acting and
Oh
it just
yeah.
being
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah,
horrible.
yeah. I gotcha.
I mean, at least Sean at least has like shining moments.
Oh my god,
There
you
was
can
really
yell, woo.
okay, but I feel that's a pretty big
I
deal.
mean,
Hey, Sean
Dragon Ball.
Schimmel, if
It
you're
is like
listening to this,
40% of
fuck
his.
you.
It is like 40% of his job.
Nah,
Right? Like it's
yeah.
Like
Eh.
regardless of how you think he delivers lines, 40% of his job is yelling to the microphone.
Yeah, and the other 60% is ass, so he's still failing. Fuck you.
I'm just saying.
I really don't understand what your problem is sometimes.
And he's not good. He's not a good voice actor.
I don't think anyone's saying he's a good voice actor
Yeah, so why are you defending him? He's not a good, I'm saying he's not a good
because
voice
I'm
actor.
at least giving him credit for what he's good at.
Yeah, he can scream. Big deal. He sucks at voice acting.
That's a pretty big deal.
What do you think,
Okay.
Joe?
What?
What are your thoughts on the topic?
I don't know. I just I was just gonna let Jared go off on a tangent there about what's his face. For me,
I'm not gonna let Jared go off on a tangent about Sean Schemmel.
that's good because I really don't care.
You Sean Schimmel.
When, yeah, I wish. When it comes to character, when it comes to characters for me, characters and like atmospheres and premises, uh, I for me, what kind of I need good characters, right? Like if you have like these mid boring ass characters, it's very hard for me to get into a show. And I think that's where shows like Jujutsu Kaisen and Vinland Saga kind of shine through. Of course, those are very recent for me, and that's also why it's make it easy to talk about them. It's very hard for me to look at a show like Jujutsu Kaisen and find a character I don't like or I don't think is well acted, right?
Yeah.
Almost every one of the good guys is likable in some sense, and every bad guy is unlikable, but that's a good thing because they're supposed to be. Um, Similar to Vinland Saga, the good guy's awesome. The one maybe bad guy was unlikable, but you kind of liked them towards the end, which I think that they're going for with that. So that's really good. But when I think of bad characters, God, why can't I think of a bad character right now? Can someone help me out here? I'm trying.
I mean,
I'm trying to think of something that's just awful.
Jiren.
I like Jiren.
I'm just saying that to get a rise out of you.
I mean, if we're gonna be completely honest,
I
Jared
acknowledge
is
him as a bad. I acknowledge him as not a good character, but I really like Jiren.
That's fine.
But
you can like him, but genuinely,
But I can acknowledge him that he's not the best villain,
He's
or
pretty
even
shite.
whatever the
He's
or
pretty
whatever the
shite.
fuck he's supposed to be. Awful, really bad. But again, he's still a cool character, which kind of brings that around for me, right? Like for me, he's just that guy. He has no reason to be that guy, but he's that guy, and I'm okay with that. I say it a lot. I wish they would flesh him out a little bit more, but I don't think that's gonna happen because nobody except probably just me wants to see that.
Yeah, you and all 17 other Jiren fans out there want Jiren to be fleshed out.
I feel like it could be cool, but I guess that's a conversation for a different day.
I mean, if there's a time to talk about it, it's probably now. I don't see us coming back and talking about
Jiren
characters
at all
in general like this to this extent. I don't. I mean, I asked what we think about stories in general. And I think since you brought up characters, I think this is the time to talk about it if you're going to talk about it.
Well, Joe, real quick, when you say you can't think of a bad character, do you mean like a character you dislike, or just like a poorly made character?
Just a poorly made character, because like disliking characters isn't necessarily
Yeah, because I was gonna say there are a lot of
thing.
characters that I hate, but I can tell they're a good character because of how much I dislike them.
Well, I touched on that before I said that. Like, I'm just trying to think of like a character that's just badly written.
Didn't you dislike the antagonist in Borderlands 3?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I hated the antagonist. I can't remember her name.
The twins.
The twins. Her whole like shtick, comparatively to like, Handsome Jack. We're gonna use him as kind of the.
I mean,
Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack is a pretty high fucking standard, though.
Yeah,
but that's the standard.
I don't even like Borderlands, and I'm like, yo, Handsome Jack is that dude.
But that's kind of the standard that Borderlands put themselves at when they had Handsome Jack. Like that's what I was expecting when I went into Borderlands 3. So maybe that's my fault. But her whole like, I want to say like e-girl streamer shtick wasn't. It just didn't do it for me. She didn't
I think
have
that's
like,
also part of it as like, because for what I remember, they try to like play to like the times, if that makes sense. Like they try to like write their stories and jokes and stuff to the times of when the game should be released. Am I correct on that or no?
I don't really know. I'm not like super Borderlands fan, but like I do like the Borderlands games.
I gotcha.
But again, I just didn't like their shtick. I don't think they're well written. I honestly would have I would have almost preferred them just like somehow write Handsome Jack into the game. Which I think they did for a DLC, but I haven't gotten it yet because I just don't buy DLCs. In Worlds, I think can really bring together shows, but even more so a video game. And I'm going to use a very specific genre of video games for me to drive this point home. And it's going to be the Dark Souls and Bloodborne universes. Um, we all know that these games, they don't have a straightforward, this is the story, right?
Yeah, the only
But
one that is Sekiro.
yeah. But instead, you get yourself lost and kind of wanting to like explore the expansive worlds. You had the amazing gothic architecture of Bloodborne, and then similar they're different but similar architectures in the Dark Souls, and those type of things, along with, of course, its gameplay, but that's not even. I feel like really bring together those games, because if they were just like your boring world that like an Ubisoft would put together, people would probably never ever talk about the Dark Souls games. And yes, I guess that kind of gets into like my negative on worlds is Ubisoft, but I don't even want to get into that.
I mean, I can think of a couple shit characters off the top of my head. I think Arno from Assassin's Creed Unity is a shit character. I think Connor from Assassin's Creed 3 is a shit character.
Yes.
I think
Connor is probably one of the worst characters, in my opinion.
Because like, he's one of the worst characters like ever that I've ever seen.
Because like the game inherently wasn't bad because it's an Assassin's Creed game. It still has that formula that was fun at the time. But Connor just.
Oh,
yeah,
hey.
that's all I can say about him.
Hey, I got two off the top. One,
Who?
fucking Sakura from Naruto. Talk about an ass character.
Dog,
I never watched Naruto.
I'm not gonna cap.
No, but
Hinata is so much worse. As, like, shit character. Well, all the girls except for Tsunade are bad characters in that show.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
But hey, another one. I think we all played the game. Aiden Pierce, the main character from Watch Dogs.
Oh my god! Yes, perfect.
Talk about bad.
That boring Batman-esque.
That made me stop playing the game because he was.
Well,
just
that
so
in the
boring.
game was just boring because it was a bad world, as opposed to the second Watch Dogs with a very colorful character and a very impressively put together world for Ubisoft of all people. I mean, San Francisco. It was I thought it was a lot of fun, kind of explore like that area because it's a very expansive, it's very bright, colorful, just stuff like that. It's and the character Marcus was actually funny, and the characters in that game were super likable as opposed to, I'm Aiden, I'm mad, my daughter died, Batman, like shut up.
I mean, that is a good reason to be bad.
Right, but like,
I mean, mad,
he didn't have a personality. That was his personality.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
His whole personality was, daughter died.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't think Master Chief is that great of a character.
No, he's an ass character.
Like, he's pretty shit.
Yeah, no, he's not great.
But that plays into your thing where it's just like you said earlier.
That's what I was talking about. It's just more of a spectacle, honestly, in Halo. Yeah. That's why I like Halo so much. Like, and yeah, Chief is like badass, but I mean,
he's badass. Very badass. I mean,
that's his whole thing. Like, that's all.
You're not really showing up to a Halo game looking at Master Chief's character development.
But see, exactly though. That's not why you play Halo, right?
Yeah.
You play Halo to shoot shit, to see shit explode, and to see the revolving story. That's why you play Halo.
It's similar in a sense to Dark Souls, right? You're not showing up Dark Souls for its story, its plot line. It almost doesn't have one unless you're reading every single item description, right? It's kind of similar in that sense. There's no real main character. Your guy is quite literally mute. Except for
when he dies.
Streams they have. Yeah, right. But still somehow the games are massively successful, massively interesting and fun. And that's point blank period because of the amazing world they build in those games. I mean, from area to area to area in every Dark Souls and Bloodborne game is gorgeous, hitty. It's just they hit on every point they want to. Ones that stand out for me is of course on Orlando in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, Orlando's really good.
It's you know, it's like the Golden City, but and then of course there's the inverse, and it's just an illusion. So the place literally switches if you kill
Yeah.
Gwen. If you
Mhm.
kill the hologram of Gwen, and the whole entire place goes dark and grim, and that's super cool. Again, amazing world. Could never ever you could play that game through 5 times, and if you don't hit Gwen once, you were never gonna know it's like actually a grim, dark world and not this beautiful golden bronze city.
Yeah, for sure.
That's sick. Bloodborne. Oof, what doesn't stick out in that game?
What
I
about
mean,
what about like just games you think in general that have like top 10, like 10 out of 10 settings?
gotta be Bloodborne. Um,
Fucking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Shadow Mordor. Shadow War.
Yeah.
yeah,
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Shadow of War. Mordor was better because I
Yeah.
think there was more diversity in the worlds. The forest was pretty. The castle was dilapidated from a siege. You know, I
Go out
think
here dropping SAT words.
yeah, I think that was way better as opposed to Shadow of War was just kind of consistent. I don't think it was a better game, but I think the world was better. But
No,
mine is probably Bloodborne.
I I I like Borderlands 2 World 1 after playing Mass Effect 1 again. I fucking hate the map design for everything in Mass Effect 1. It was so poorly made. Trying to find shit is
Yeah,
so bad. But I
game
mean
was good though.
I like the world in Borderlands 2 a lot. It was
Yeah,
a lot better than Borderlands 1 after going back and looking at Borderlands 1 again. It was just so empty.
yeah,
There's nothing there.
yeah.
But like, oh, here, one thing. Okay, we're talking about like stories and everything, and I want to hear what your guys' opinion on this. Okay, I think Chris is the only one that really played the game out of the three of us here. But objectively, it wasn't what we wanted it to be. But what did you guys think about the Last of Us 2 story? Do you think objectively, taking your bias out of it, was it a good story?
I think it works as a story. I mean, I'd say it's probably like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. Um were they progressive? Maybe. Did they do some stuff that they probably shouldn't have done? Yeah. But I mean, I think it worked just fine because I mean, how many times have you like played a sequel to a game or there's a sequel to a movie and then the protagonist changes, you know? Like how many times have you like seen the perspective of the antagonist throughout the duration of said product, right? So, I mean, I think it's fine. It works. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed the time that I played. I was paying. I was locked in whenever the story was in, and I was locked in when I was playing the game. But yeah. I mean, I don't truly think that they did anything wrong or bad, but it definitely wasn't like good, if that makes sense. It wasn't something I'd be like recommending as a story to people.
I definitely think they got what they wanted to get across in that game. I don't. I don't think it was. I mean, I at some point do want to play the game so I can develop my own opinion on the story because I don't know every in and out. I don't know everything about it. But for what I do know, I feel like it was probably a good story. I don't think there was anything inherently wrong with it. I do think the direction they took obviously and was the goal was to upset the fans, be like, oh no, they killed my favorite character that you grew this immense attachment to because you just played an entire game with them.
I
So I
do
definitely do
think
think,
Spoiler?
that they also put
Spoiler?
too much shock value in the story. That's one thing I do think was like something huge about the story. One negative.
Hey,
yeah, I don't
hey,
think they had to
they
blow his knees out, but
they
whatever.
went all in. They did
They
what
did.
Dragon Ball did. They're like, let's kill off Goku and make next man up. But
That's
then everyone
what they
complained
did.
about it, and so they folded. And they're like, we don't give a shit. No, we don't care. Not only are you gonna see this as Gohan, but you're gonna see this from fucking Majin Buu's perspective too, bitch. Like,
Yeah, it was, but I mean, like I said earlier, like it wasn't bad, and I mean, that's one way to get people like. I mean, that's how you know that their shit worked. Like, people dropped the game after Joel dies. Spoiler alert.
They achieved their goals,
Like-
which
like,
was what
yeah,
I was saying.
it was
Joel,
supposed
Joel
to be. It was
fucking gets his head bashed in.
like, it was
like
supposed
a
to be
fucking
shocking. It was
watermelon with a
supposed to be like
sledgehammer.
supposed to be shocking. It's supposed to be a
also
plot twist. Supposed to be like, oh, how's Joel gonna get out of this? Boom! It's like
He doesn't. Psych.
like they did what they wanted to do, and it worked. It worked a lot. It worked hard. But I mean, I think they could have went about it a different way. Especially if they wanted to kill him, I think they could have went about it a different way. Well,
There was
obviously they
definitely better
wanted
ways
to
they
because they
could.
did.
Yeah, there was definitely
Okay.
better ways they could have gone about it
Here,
for sure.
well, hey, I wanna branch this topic off a little bit. So then, what do you? Because obviously we like games that are very story based, but what are games that you like that don't really have a story, or you don't really give two shits about the story, and you just like it because you like it,
Skyrim.
or you like it
Souls?
for other reasons?
Do you want me to give you a different answer other than Dark Souls and Bloodborne?
Yes, Joe.
Uh,
We know Dark Souls and Skyrim, not Skyrim. Dark Souls and Bloodborne check every box for multiplayer, single player, and all of that. All right, we got it.
a game I don't really give a shit about the story. I mean, to be honest,
You
This
don't
might
play the
be-
game for the story.
I mean that was me for like, I would probably
Ever?
say the game Syndicate. Not Assassin's Creed Syndicate,
Oh.
just
Yeah,
Syndicate.
Yeah.
It just had the gameplay loop was awesome. The story I literally couldn't tell it to you, but I enjoyed that game thoroughly. It was just, and I even replayed it now, because I want it not. I replayed it a couple years ago. And I was like, does this game still stand up? Will I still enjoy this game? And the answer is an astounding yes. Just everything about it is so much fun. The abilities, the gunplay, it's just everything you really want in a first-person shooter. That's just a good time. There's nothing. It's not that deep. It's not. It's just a good time. You're just gonna go. You shoot things. You can make people kill. It's crazy. I love it a lot.
For me, it'd probably be like any of those big PlayStation 2 platform games. I mean, the story, I couldn't give two shits what the story is, but I loved playing
Hey.
all of them. Ratchet,
Hey,
Jack, and Sly. I
The
could play
Jack
them
stories
forever.
are lit, bro.
They are.
The stories
They
of
are.
Jack are lit.
It's awesome. It's great. But I'm saying, like, I couldn't give two shits about them. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I can play that game. Like, I've played through Jack and Sly Cooper probably more times than any other game I've ever played. And I've bought Persona 5 3 times.
I mean, for me, it's like fucking Devil May Cry 5. That game was so fun. That game was so fun. I couldn't
Heat.
care less for any of the characters. I literally couldn't give a shit about a single one of the characters or anything that's going on, because the voice acting's not the best. But the game is just dope as shit, and it's just fun.
So
Okay, well
much
then here,
fun.
let me phrase this question again. Is there a game whose story you were really into and you really liked the premise of the game, but the gameplay was so bad that it
Spec Ops
turned
The
you
Line.
away from it? What?
The Spec Ops The Line.
But hey, Hey.
I think that might be the answer for
Indomie.
two. I think that might be the answer for two people here.
What? I don't think Chris played it.
I've never
No,
played that game.
you,
I'm talking
Jared.
about you.
Yeah, no, I finished that game.
Yeah, I
beat
know.
it.
Yeah, no,
I
I'm saying
enjoyed it
the
thoroughly.
story is incredible. The gameplay is so bare bones. There's nothing special about it.
Third-person
It's just-
shooter.
But no, it's not even just that. It's just like your most generic cover to cover third person shooter gameplay ever. It does nothing special, but that story, that
Hey.
fucking story,
Hey,
man.
anybody that just wants to play the most mid game of your life, if you just want to play, hey, I want to play a modern third-person shooter, play Spec Ops: The Line. This shit is so lit. But I mean,
Yeah,
like, I know
it's really good.
I have a lot of games like this just because it's me, and I don't like. there's just certain things that push me away from games. Like I really, really, really wanted to like playing The Witcher 3. I just couldn't get.
Oh,
I just couldn't.
So
dude.
much.
Everything was. I played it for as long as I did just because I liked the characters and I liked the lore so much. That's the only. But it was just I just didn't like the game that much. I can see why people like it, and I can see why some people complain about it.
I mean, you have a
But
massive
I
fan
did.
here.
But another one, all the Elder Scroll games. Wish I was into it. Didn't care. Fucking Joe will sit right here next to me in this and die on this grave for me. Dragon Age Inquisition.
I'm right
I
here with you, buddy.
I wanted to. I don't think I've ever wanted to love a game as much as I wanted to love Dragon Age Inquisition. Because I didn't really play Dragon Age 1 because it didn't really interest me that much. Dragon Age 2, if I had to pick like a big open RPG type game for me to like, it's Dragon Age 2 just because it's not that big. The characters are dope and it's nice. It can be as linear as you want it to be. Dragon Age Inquisition, fuck that game. I wanted to love it so much, but I really could just not give a single fuck about it. I really couldn't. I really
I'm
couldn't.
right there with you.
I
But
mean,
like that
well, I don't necessarily have any game where I was really into the story and just didn't mess with the gameplay. Because I mean, the games that I played most of the time that had stories were single player games, obviously, right? And I was younger when I had those because when I got older, I started playing multiplayer games. But man, when you said The Witcher, I I've never wanted to like a game so much and just gave up. Like I can't play The Witcher, dude. I can't. I don't know if it's the way that he moves. I don't know if it's like the action. I don't know what it is. Actually, no. Final Fantasy. I still have yet to play Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I tried to play the original Final Fantasy VII. Hated it. I didn't know what people saw in it. But
It's dated now.
well, I mean, no. I'm talking about like back in the day. I tried to play it.
Oh, okay. I see.
I tried to play it on PS2. I just couldn't see it. I saw a dude with a triangle chin, and I was confused. I couldn't enjoy it. But throughout growing up, just constantly hearing that Final Fantasy VII was great. Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy. I mean, you only hear that from people who play anime games, right? You don't hear that from
you know what?
actual.
You know what game for or here. I want y'all to take a guess on this.
Can can I
What
say one
game
thing?
franchise?
Okay.
Okay, fine. Just go ahead, cut me off. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. But one thing I do love about all the Witcher talk is how you guys are on one side of the spectrum and I'm on the completely opposite end of the spectrum because I love everything about that game. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
And that puts us on the opposite side of the spectrum, just because I love the story and I love the lore. I just couldn't get into the gameplay of
I
it.
guess Chris and I are on opposite spectrums then
Yeah,
because
I mean, I guess.
I don't know. I loved everything about the game. The combat was fun and it was rewarding for the most part.
I guess
You
I
know,
expected too much of Skyrim when I went to play The Witcher, because
good.
that was the last game that I had played that was any kind of fantasy setting type of game, right?
It's
So,
crazy how you
I mean,
expected a worse game.
I guess that I mean, okay, relax, dude. It may or may not be a worse game. I don't know. I haven't played The Witcher, but
uh, Skyrim is objectively
If,
worse than The Witcher.
but
if the mechanics are more like Skyrim, I might have liked it a little more.
that's what I'm saying. If the I'm thinking I expected way too much of Skyrim, and Skyrim was very simple, drop and play. You didn't really need to know anything about anything. You just kind of did shit, right? And I think that The Witcher required not only some skill but some prior knowledge, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I guess I just wasn't able to put forth the
It's
effort to it.
it
I
was a
guess.
so yeah. Some of the shit it was too much like. It's big reason why I didn't like Monster Hunter World, because there's just it felt like
Fuck
there was a
that
lot of
game.
prep. Felt like there's a lot of prep that you had to do, and that didn't interest me.
I can't
that
stand
much.
that game.
Okay, but what I want to ask you guys is I have a game in my mind that I want you guys to try to guess. What what video game franchise do you think most people, like people have played the most where they just don't give a single fuck about the story? I think there's one right answer.
What?
And there could be a few.
I'm so confused what you're asking here.
Well, he's
What do you
asking
a
which game
game
franchise do you
franchise
think?
that people play just and they don't care about the story. And it's not a single player game. A single player game
I was
that
gonna
people
guess
play it
Gears
just
of
because
War,
story be damned.
but people
Okay.
love the
This is
story of Gears of War.
Probably Assassin's Creed.
Alright. Alright. Pokemon.
Oh,
See, I see
okay.
where you're going with that, and I get that, but at the
Don't
same
play
time,
Pokemon for the story.
but I mean at the same
I
time,
don't think
it's a kids
anyone.
game, so
I
kids
don't
don't
play
even
Pokemon, period.
they can't even comprehend what a story is at that point.
There's a lot of adults that be playing that kids
No, no, no,
game.
no, no. I play Pokemon still to this day.
Yeah.
But it is
But-
a kid's game.
Yes, like it is still directed towards children, even though
I mean, even the more
it is
even today's more modern games are more geared towards children than adults. I mean, they got easier from my understanding of the new one.
I mean, but
It
people
was-
have also figured out Pokemon though at this point, right? Like, I mean, it's been around for what,
Yeah.
30 years, 40 years?
I
What,
think it
there
might
are
be
other.
longer than that.
It hasn't actually been
There
around
are-
that long.
Been around since like
I'd say it's about
90.
30, yeah? 30 years?
They just had their 25-year anniversary.
Well, I guess that answers the question.
But yeah, so like,
But,
I mean, people have figured it out by now, you know? Like, everybody
Yeah.
knows what's super effective, and then everybody knows what does like ×4 damage. People know the setups, like things like that. Like,
I think Nintendo has just mastered making games that people play that has no story. All of the Mario games, fucking Animal Crossing, literally has no story.
yeah.
Just Metroid games.
Nintendo
not really story
managed
in
to
Metroid games.
hypnotize people into wanting to pay taxes.
It's just like Metroid has no story. There was one Star Fox game with a story,
Metroid
and
has
it was
story.
the one that people didn't like. Okay, tell me the story of Metroid.
I mean,
Any of
which
them.
one?
Tell me the story.
Well,
Any of them.
In Super Metroid, you take care of a baby Metroid, and then you're trying to make sure that you can get it off of this exploding planet. That's essentially the story of Super Metroid.
Whoa, riveting.
I mean, that's the story. You never asked for like a complex story. That's the story.
I'm just saying that's Nintendo's just gotten people to be like, hey,
And
Don't
then in
play
this,
our
and then
shit.
and then in the second one, that same Metroid saves you at the last boss fight, and then it dies.
Oh, spoiler.
Spoilers.
Okay, that game came
I'll
out
say
in like
there's-
19 like in the 80s. Like, okay, come on.
A game I will literally never
There's-
play. Spoiler.
There's the one game that I didn't finish that I genuinely really enjoyed, and I really wanted to finish, and I might see if I can find my save file. Was Red Dead 2. Just because I feel
can't
like
play Red Dead 2.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and
I
I
guess
think
I'm
that's
just
when
not
I
a
switched
Rockstar
my
guy.
PlayStations over. I think I switched my PlayStation over, and I might have lost my save, and I was like, I'm not gonna restart this.
I guess I'm
But-
just not a Rockstar guy because I cannot stand Red Dead either. I don't know if it's like their formula or like the ADS to aimbot or whatever. Like, I don't know, but I
Just
I
something
just
about
can't
that,
play
that
Rockstar games.
Wild West gunplay, bro. There's something about it.
Okay, so since we've actually taken way too long on this section, it's been 53
about an
minutes.
hour.
It's been 53
Yeah, only
minutes.
about an hour. We only talked about it.
We planned on it being like 20. Jared, Joe, anything else you guys want to talk about?
I mean, it wouldn't be a no shot podcast if we didn't talk a little sports now.
Yeah.
So I gave you guys some stuff that I want to talk about with the NFL. I want us to do early awards prediction. I want us to go through. We're gonna name our MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, surprise team, surprise or breakout player who you guys think will be in the Super Bowl, and then who you think the worst team's gonna be. If you have multiple answers for it, that's fine. I have a couple that I could be like, I could see it going two ways. Some of them I try to not go for the super obvious pick for some of them, and so I try to do what I think would be I could definitely see happening, but maybe not necessarily what everybody thinks too. But then some of mine you're probably just like yeah that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so first we'll just let's start from the bottom up. We'll work our way up to MVP. Who we think will be the MVP? So what team do you guys think will be the worst team in the NFL? I have two.
Probably the Lions.
You think so?
Yeah.
I do not think it's
I
gonna be
don't
the
think it's gonna be
Lions.
the Lions.
I think there are two choices, and I think one is the most is the so obvious choice. The Texans are gonna be so
I
fucking
think the
bad.
Oh
Texans are
yeah,
gonna
the
be
Texans. Yeah, it's probably the
Yeah.
Texans.
down horrendous.
That's,
Yeah,
Um,
the Texans are gonna be so trash.
I think the Texans actually have put themselves in a serious hole. Like,
Yes. In the
granted,
words of
I
Pat
understand.
McAfee,
Like, oh my goodness.
in the
I
words
think
of Pat McAfee, they have a coach that wants to be a pastor that wants to be a GM, and a GM that wants to be a coach. Oh shit.
That's not
I
good
think.
at
I
all.
mean, I don't think they have so many issues. If I'm just not gonna say that joke.
No, say the joke. Go ahead. Go
Say
ahead.
it.
Say the joke.
We're an hour into the podcast. We have 9 viewers. Let's go.
Well, I don't think it'd be as much of an issue if Deshaun Watson stopped forcing them down into a hole.
Yikes! Wow.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, for real.
Allegedly.
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 Anywho,
But the other team I think the Giants could be really, really bad. With everything that's going on and their coaching and their team
yeah,
and their front office, they could be so bad. I don't think any of those players like Joe Judge. I Joe Looney fucking signed with the team in 2 days, retired. I don't.
Well, didn't he also
I
get
don't.
Didn't he also get like in a fight and then
No. There was
retired
the
there?
yeah. It was no. It was the team was punished and he made them do 100-yard sprints and push-ups and burpees, and you're doing that to a bunch of grown men.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
but
All
yeah.
right.
I mean,
That's a very high school thing to do.
I think it's between the. I think the Raiders aren't going to do so hot this year, personally.
They're not going to be the worst team. They're not.
I don't see. Obviously, the Texans, right? Like, that's like, not one. I personally, unless we're talking about, I actually, you know what? I think the Eagles could potentially be the worst team this
The
year.
Eagles.
Yes,
You gotta.
I really do. I really think they could potentially be the worst team this year. I don't see where they've truly to me, I don't think that they've truly upgraded anywhere. And I think the NFC East is just in shambles in general.
They didn't upgrade at receiver.
I personally don't think so.
Interesting.
All right. So next one, Super Bowl prediction. What two teams you guys are thinking are gonna be in the Super Bowl, and who do you think wins it?
Green Bay versus Kansas City, and Green Bay wins.
I think it's going to be Kansas City, and I'm going to go on a limb here. Say the Saints.
You think Jameis Winston's leading them to the promised land?
Hot take. Hot take.
I'm going on a limb and saying the Saints.
Oh my god.
You think
Okay.
Jameis leading them to the promised
let
land?
me tell you. They haven't upgraded that much either. Talking about my logic from the Eagles, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think that they were just like say you were taking like Goku and Vegeta base form. I think the Saints have a much better core than a lot of these other teams.
Who's on their defense?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't kept up with them in a long time.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Anywho, listen to what I'm saying, damn it. And
I'm
then
trying.
I think Kansas City. Well, I think the real Super Bowl is going to be Kansas City and Buffalo in the AFC Championship.
How
That's
is
what
it
I think is the
Howard?
real. That's what I think.
That's not a Super Bowl.
That's those would be the two best teams in the league. That's what I think. And I think they're going to play in the AFC Championship. And I think
It
Kansas
is
City's going to
impossible to
win.
have a conversation with you.
What do you mean? Quit being
Chris, we asked
difficult.
you who the Super Bowl was, and you told us the
Quit
Saints.
being difficult.
Okay.
Was
all
it
right.
difficult?
was it a hot take with the
Hey,
Saints?
let's
Yes,
let's reel
100%.
this in.
But
Let's reel this in.
Okay,
Let's reel
hold
this
on.
in.
No, hold on. But I said
No, I mean,
the two best teams I think are going to be the Bills and the Chiefs, right? The Super Bowl is normally the two best teams. But I think the two best teams are going to be from the AFC. I think the real quote unquote Super Bowl is going to be in the AFC Championship. That's all. That's all that was.
Next one.
okay. Well,
I can't listen to this
I need
anymore.
mine. I think it's just gonna be a rematch this past year. I think the Chiefs are gonna be just as good. They should have a healthy offensive line. They somehow brought almost everybody back, and then the Buccaneers literally brought everybody back. They did not lose a single player. They have a whole another year together. They have an actual off season, and so I think that'll be. I'm fucking. If Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl, Jesus Christ.
Can we talk about how the Chiefs are managing their money right now?
Can we talk about
I
how
mean, they
Chris
just-
said two AFC teams are going to be in the Super Bowl?
That
It's like
did
when I said the
not say
fucking
they were going
Saints
to
are
the
gonna
Super
be in
Bowl.
the
Quit
Super
being
Bowl.
stupid.
I didn't know Zach's dick was that far in your fucking mouth. that
It's
you
not
were
at all.
just okay.
I just
All right,
was
next
trying
one.
to pick a team
Breakout-
that I was trying to
breakout
pick a team that
player.
wasn't Seattle.
Oh,
Breakout. Shut up. Breakout player. Who do you think is gonna be a breakout player? I said I'm gonna come out here with two people. All right. I got two people that I think are just gonna come out. People are gonna be like, oh shit. All right. First one, Matthew Stafford. I think we all think. I think he's regarded as a pretty good quarterback, but I think him actually being with a good coach, a good offensive minded coach, with actual weapons around him. And I'm not saying Calvin Johnson wasn't a weapon. I'm just saying he's the only weapon that he's had. And so him actually having other weapons and him having a coach and having a good defense, that Matt Stafford could just come out and just shit on everybody. If they went to the Super Bowl, damn Jared Goff at quarterback, they got Matt Stafford back there. Holy shit. Second one. That Fitz magic.
No, my
Shit.
God.
In the shitty NFC East with the weapons that Washington's gonna have. Oh my God! If they almost beat the Bucks with Taylor Heineke at quarterback, imagine they do it with the Fitz magic back there. All right, Chris.
Ask Joe.
I don't have an answer. I literally don't have an answer for this.
Oh, I'm glad we spent our time to think about this, fellas. All
This is
right,
like the
next.
only.
No,
This is the only
no.
one. This is the only one I didn't have.
I
don't
mean,
have anything
it's
for.
just because
I'm
like
sorry.
breakout players, I don't see it as like. I mean, I just think of it as like another rookie award almost. Well, not award, but
What?
Well, you said like when you say breakout, I don't think of guys who've been in the league. For
yeah, I don't
10
think of
plus
guys who've
years.
been. Yeah, exactly. I think of it
Yeah,
like
it's a
like-
breakout. They could have a breakout season. It could be their
Like
best
a-
statistical
like a
season.
25
But
and
doesn't
under.
breakout season mean that like that's the projection for the rest of their career?
Not necessarily.
It just kind of seems like you're saying guys are going to have a better than usual season.
I
Which
mean-
and my brain doesn't. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying my brain doesn't sound like a breakout.
Well, I mean, you have players that have their breakout season in their 30s. Like they literally, like you could have a guy that just randomly got like 16 and a half sacks, and they're like 32, and you're like, oh shit.
But under
broke
that,
out.
you could say that Fitzpatrick's breakout season was on the Jets. That first year.
Well, I think
I mean, kind of. I think the season would be better than that.
Jared.
Okay.
Jared. I think your boy from Bama, running back.
Najee?
Yeah, I think Najee Harris is gonna have a pretty good season
I
this year.
don't think so because the
think
Steelers don't
he's
have an
gonna-
offensive line.
I
The
think he's-
Steelers literally don't have an offensive line.
I think he's gonna have a pretty good season this year.
Okay. All right. Next. So this one, this is the one I had the hardest time coming up with. Just like a surprise team that you think will be good. I think we can change this to like a team that you think will take like the next step, because I feel like a lot of surprise teams are kind of just naturally up and coming teams anyways. And so if you don't have a surprise team, it could just be a team that you think is going to finally take that next step.
So I could be ignorant. New York Jets, baby.
Jets.
Okay, we'll set the criteria. A surprise team, as in they have to make the playoffs. A team you think will make the playoffs.
Are you saying I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs?
Joe, objectively, right now, do you think the New York Jets are going to make the playoffs?
Yes.
This is a worse take than Chris saying the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, to be fair, he did say two AFC teams.
I did not say
honestly,
two AFC teams were making the
if
Super
I
Bowl.
had to choose, stop interrupting me. If I had to choose
No shit.
a team that's not the Jets, it'd probably be the Washington Redskins.
The football
I
team.
mean,
Who?
football team. The Washington football team. The Washington football team. Dude, can you shut the fuck up? I already gave you my answer.
I think breakout team. I mean, not breakout team. Not a surprise team. Would be the Cardinals. Even though I said the Saints were going to make the Super Bowl, I think the Cardinals are definitely a surprise team.
This is very contradicting.
I mean, with all the moves that they've made in the offseason, I think it's going to be interesting for them. I think they're definitely in a situation where they can make a deep run. I think Kyler Murray is going to be leading them fairly well. They have no reason to look back. That's all I can say. They are in a very tough situation though.
They're probably in the toughest division in football.
Yeah. It is I think without a shadow of a doubt. Unless you're playing the Chiefs.
Every team could be a playoff team.
Yeah, every team.
Single one.
Yeah, like they could not make the playoffs just because of their division. But I think them. I think the Cardinals. I think they're gonna make a splash this year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I had the Cardinals down too. It's crazy to think that Cliff Kingsbury in his 2 years for the Cardinals has like almost more career wins than he did at Tech. But
I mean,
that's
not
besides
entirely.
the
You
point.
gotta think about it. You gotta think about. Never mind.
He didn't have a winning. He didn't have
I'm
a
not
winning.
gonna talk about that.
I'm
I'm
just
not gonna
saying.
talk about that.
I say he didn't have a winning season at Tech, and so
I'm not saying that he did.
But,
I'm just saying you gotta think of
no.
the guys that were there.
Okay.
You know.
NFL topic. So, I also had the Cardinals down too. I mean, this other one, I don't know if it applies. I mean, I'll say it because I know Joe said a team that made the playoffs last year. I think, piggybacking off what I said about Stafford, I think the Rams could be great next year just because they actually have a quarterback that's good. And then homework time. Every year, I think the Cowboys will be decent, and every year they let me down. Huh?
Nothing.
The Cowboys have a significantly better chance than the Jets making the playoffs.
How'd they do last year?
Huh? They almost made the playoffs with 6 wins.
Weird.
So,
Wait, how many wins did the winning team in that division have?
7.
Thought so. Anyways.
Yeah, so they
Keep
could
going.
make the playoffs. Okay, my
I
point
think the
still
Cowboys
stands.
have a very solid chance of making the playoffs.
Well, yeah, they're in the worst division in football.
And they have
You can't blame the
potential to have one
Cowboys
of the
for
best
that.
offenses.
Yes, they can. They're part of the division.
How? You can't. What?
You can't blame the Cowboys for they didn't make the division.
Joe's just about to get into an ignorant discussion just because he's going to say shit to rile people up. All right, comeback player of the year. I have 2. He literally just got cut.
He's still at a comeback, did he not?
Who?
The comeback
answer.
player.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know if he's
Oh my
eligible for the
God.
award because he made it to 1 preseason game. He didn't make it through the offseason.
He made the best
sorry, the
block I've ever
preseason.
seen by a NFL QB converted tight end.
Okay, all right, Chris, your take.
I'm between. I mean, I just really like my boy Saquon. I think Saquon can play ball. I get it. He's on the Giants. They're not good. I get it. Between him and
JJ?
no, not JJ. Damn, I had his name. I forgot it. But if it comes back to me, I'm pretty sure he was a quarterback. I think not Matthew Stafford. My dumb self.
Who's
Dak.
big time hurt?
Dak. I think Dak could
Yeah.
get a comeback player of the year. For real.
Yeah,
For real.
those are literally the 2 names I had written down because literally Saquon played 1 game. No, he literally had like a carry, and then Dak snapped his ankle in half, and so
Or Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he's
yeah,
he's
I didn't
another
think
option.
about that one.
I mean, yeah, like so much talent is in the league nowadays, bro. It's nuts.
There's definitely some good players.
All right, let's get to the point where the one that we probably know the least about.
Imagine being good
Rookie
at
of the year.
Okay.
Let's get back into the rookie of the year. So defensive rookie of the year. I think this is the one that none of us will get right. So I don't.
I don't
As
even
long
know
as-
anybody who played defense.
As long as what's his face doesn't try to fuck his teammates, I think the linebacker the Cowboys drafted is a good shot.
Okay, dude. Fucking relax.
Allegedly,
What do you
Allegedly,
mean, Chris? This is the thing that happens.
it's an actual thing that happened.
I
Like,
get it,
it's-
but just like leave it alone. You don't need to bring it up. Like you don't need to address him as that. I think what's this guy's name? Fucking hell. The dude that the Dolphins got. The end.
Who?
Who?
Hold on, let me look.
When did they draft him? End of the first? It's not Jalen Phillips. Is it? No.
Yeah, it is
Jalen
Jalen Phillips. No, he's with
It
the
is Jalen
Dolphins.
Phillips?
Yeah, it is
Did he
Jalen
go to
Phillips.
Miami?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm looking
Are
at
you
it right
looking
now.
at it?
I'm looking at
Okay.
it right now. Just looked it up. Yeah, right now. Him.
I think that's a good pick.
I think because I think the Dolphins are going to be pretty decent this year. I think the Dolphins are going to be pretty decent. I think he can make a huge splash for their defense. That was not a pun because they're Dolphins. Anywho.
I mean, my thought process is I didn't really know because there are a lot of DBs picked. There weren't a lot of high end, like premier defensive players. There was Surtain, there was J.C. Horn, but there wasn't like the premier edge guy. And so my answer is the same as Joe's, just Micah Parsons because he plays the position that's going to get him. He's going to be involved in the most defensive plays.
Yeah.
And so if he puts up a halfway decent season, then
But he's gonna get
he'll
some
win
really
it.
good penetration.
For real.
Okay.
All right, next
Enough of
offensive
that.
rookie of the year. Offensive rookie of the year. I'll start.
I'm not
If he gets-
participating in this one.
Joe's gonna say Zach Wilson, so good participation, Joe. I think if he gets playing time, I think Trey Lance will win rookie of the year.
Dude.
If he gets
stop.
actual playing time. But he has to get playing time for that. I really don't want to see Trevor Lawrence win it, just because that's the obvious pick.
Yeah.
Not anything against Trevor Lawrence. I just want to see someone else win it. But I know Chris's other answer is probably going to be Justin Fields.
No,
If-
I was
if
gonna
Justin
say
Fields-
Trey Lance. And since you said Trey
Yeah.
Lance, I'm gonna actually just go and say
Justin Fields.
I'm gonna say Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think Joe Burrow is also up for comeback player of the year if he's
Oh yeah.
available for that.
His knee exploded.
That's
So,
a good.
but yeah, I think he's another viable option for comeback player of the year. And
The
I
only,
think
the only,
that
yeah.
the only problem is that like
Jamar Chase is a receiver.
that, and I mean, the Bengals are the Bengals. Like,
Yeah.
It'd be really tough for him to win comeback player of the year since all the high profile rookies happen
Yep.
to be talented quarterbacks.
Oh, you
Like,
mean rookie of the year?
I said rookies, didn't I not?
You said
You said
comeback player of
comeback.
the year.
but yeah, a
Oh.
lot of the guys,
You're
a lot of the guys
You're still
are.
thinking about. Dude, you're just stuck on Micah Parsons because you're just thinking about come on the back, bro.
Oh
You gotta
my
chill.
god, guys! Oh
Jared-
no! Oh,
He's trying to make his teammates feel like they're in prison.
bro. Okay, enough.
It's a direct quote. No, but yeah. So like, yeah, you literally have Justin Jefferson last year who puts up the single best statistical season for a rookie, and then
Crazy.
doesn't even win rookie of the year.
Because of
And then you have
Justin
Who won Rookie of
Herbert.
the
But I mean,
Year?
but Herbert.
Herbert.
But to be fair, I think he broke.
He
records
was
too.
slanging that thing. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
But
I'm a
yeah,
big
but
Herbert
literally,
fan, so-
literally, when there are 5 quarterbacks taken in the first round, it's one of them's gonna probably be decent,
yeah, one of them.
and so one of them's probably gonna win it. Okay, defensive player of the year.
Aaron
I
Donald.
went with the obvious choice is Aaron Donald. That's the easy choice.
I
Do we
don't-
all have
I
Aaron
still
Donald
don't
down?
think there's any other choice.
I mean,
No, I made a flyer pick. I got a flyer pick here too.
Oh, I like it.
I threw my man Buda Baker.
Buda Baker.
You think
Hey,
so?
yeah.
Interesting.
Why? Hey, why
Huh.
not? Why
Jamal,
not?
I see you. I think
He's-
He's looking at more than one pick this season.
Oh my god.
hey, if he gets a pick this year, that's another $70 million contract.
If he gets a pick this year, he has 1/3 of his picks his entire career.
Yo. Jamal Adams with his career high in picks this season with 1.
He ties his career high.
Yeah, shout out
Another
Jamal
garbage
Adams.
Another garbage
Shout
time
out.
Deception.
I actually know Jamal. Y'all chill out with all that.
Shout out Jamal Adams. But
I feel like it's pretty fair for me to slander him.
I remember when we used
to
play fucking youth ball, bro.
That was so long ago. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, bro. Just made a bunch of tackles, no picks.
He really makes it seem like he's doing a lot though.
I mean, it's that
All
high
right.
energy DB
All right.
stuff, man. But
All right, hey.
I'm thinking.
do you got one?
I think my defensive player of the year is probably going to be what's my boy's name for the Colts? Linebacker.
Darius Leonard.
Yeah, that guy.
I was about to say Leonardo Davis. Thank God I didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Leonard
Darius
Davis,
Leonard.
the former guard for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Darius Leonard. I think he's
Yeah.
I mean, he's goated, bro. He's so good.
Him and Fred Warner are loaded, bro. All right. Offensive. I think these next two could get a little spicy because there's not really an obvious choice for the next two. I mean, there are two obvious choices. So, offensive player of the year. If y'all don't have one, I can lead mine off.
I mean,
you're kind of running the
that's
ship
tough.
here. You're kind of running the
Okay.
ship here, Jared. So
I'm gonna say one, and I know Joe's gonna yell at me. Chris, you might be like, I think this is a flyer pick a little bit too. All right. Shout out Uncle John. I think Zeke.
Lord. Oh Lord.
I think Zeke could potentially have a bounce back year and play like he did 2 years ago.
I think
because he really prioritized his training this offseason. He lost about 25 pounds, and the offensive line should be healthy. Keyword should be healthy. If he has Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, L. Collins blocking for him, doesn't matter who the other two are because he'll be fine. And then if Dak's able to sling that thing and get some running lanes open by throwing it,
I think if Zeke is like just in shape, he'll be fine. I think he can produce.
Have you seen him?
No.
Have you seen him?
No, I haven't.
Bro, he looks good. He looks good.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him work before, and I mean, I've worked out with him before, but yeah, if he's in shape, I mean, the only person that can stop Zeke is
in
Zeke
shape
at that point, you know. It's one of those, like, I mean, I keep saying it. The three best guys are Saquon, Christian McCaffrey, and Zeke, I think, in the league right now. And I think that they're actually, like, just all around just so much better than everybody else.
It's complete backs.
Yeah, in, like, every sense of the word. And I think
they can all run, block, pass.
Yeah, and I think Zeke is the most
catch.
complete out of all of them. Like, in terms of literally every aspect: blocking, catching, running, cutting, route running, all of it. I think.
Oh yeah,
Zeke's the best one
I
out of
can't
all
wait to
of it.
rig myself the first overall pick in our fantasy draft so I can take Zeke.
You've done it the past 2 years.
I didn't rig it, but I got Zeke the past 2 years.
But yeah, I think Zeke could definitely be up there.
it's smart to get Zeke in our fantasy league just for your uncle.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I went back and I was reading all of our old messages in our Discord, and I was like, I have to. At this point, if I don't pick him, it's like your whole thing with Adam Thielen. If I don't take him, it's just a thing now. And, like, Michael's going to find a way to draft Drew Brees, and man's not even in the league anymore.
I swear, if I have number one overall, I'm picking Ezekiel Elliott. Point blank, period. Because it's not that, like, I don't think he's going to be, like, I do think he's going to have a good season, but it's not for my team winning.
Nah,
It's for
the
getting
capital you're going to
It's for getting your cousins and your uncle's entire team. That's what it's for, because
Hey,
I know
Joe.
he drafts good. I don't.
All right, so Joe, who's your pick for OPOY?
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian
Makes
McCaffrey.
sense.
Yeah.
Yep, I
makes
think he's
sense.
gonna have a crazy comeback season. He's gonna be a kind of like a safety net for my
Sam
old friend
Darnold.
my old friend Sam
Hey.
Darnold.
Hey, Sam Darnold is used to seeing ghosts, so he's gonna see that little white boy back there with him. Like, that looks like a ghost.
Stop.
That's
No, you have no room. You have been just saying
You mean
stuff.
I have no room?
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Joe.
I've been saying
I
I'm
was
talking
making
to Joe.
direct quotes. I was making direct quotes. I wasn't making stuff up. These were things he did and said.
But
So
you think
anyways,
he's used
as I
to
was-
seeing more like white things, like Sam Darnold seeing ghosts or Micah Parsons?
Okay, enough.
my
enough.
God.
Enough with that. Jesus.
Shout out Micah Parsons. Shout out if you're listening.
Michael Parsons would have had people seeing ghosts.
Okay. Okay, that's it. That's it.
Okay, no, it's not it because we got another award. We got another award. We got our final award MVP.
Hey, can I
I
go
want,
first?
yeah, Joe. You bring us home, Joe.
I
MVP.
I think he's gonna make that next step. It's been my boy is L.A. Justin Herbert.
Yo,
You're
I
shitting
think
me,
Justin
right?
Herbert. I think Justin Herbert's winning MVP
yo,
this year.
You're shitting me.
No,
yo.
You think his
Hey,
team is
Joe,
going to
you,
be good enough for him to get MVP?
he has a good
Joe.
team. What are you talking about?
But you think he's going to be good enough for him to get MVP?
Yes,
Hey,
All right.
Joe.
we saw what he could do last year as
All
a
right.
rookie. A whole nother
Joe,
year under his belt.
All right.
Joe, you want to? Hey, Joe, you want to know who I've written down?
Who?
Justin Herbert.
Let's go.
Oh, think about it. If you take out of Aaron Rodgers last year, the past 2 years, it's been a second year quarterback. You had Mahomes, you had Lamar. Last year, I thought it was going to be Kyler Murray because of the exact same reason that I'm about to say now. But the second year quarterbacks, there's always just one of them.
I think
That's
Kyler
just.
Murray gets it before Justin Herbert.
No way.
I don't think so because his team has to be good enough too, and he's in a much harder division. But I mean, Justin Herbert threw for was it over 35 touchdowns and threw for over 4,000 yards as a rookie, and he wasn't even expected to start at the beginning of the year. He just gets thrown into it and is just slinging that thing. And it's his rookie year, where they all have the COVID restrictions, where he doesn't really get to interact with his coaches or his teammates that much, especially with the restrictions they probably had in California. And he gets to just go out there and just sling it. Oh my god! If they can stay healthy, I don't know how good the team could be. I think Herbert's gonna put up a crazy statistical season. He's throwing for over 4,500 yards. He's throwing damn near over 40 touchdowns. He's just gonna be letting it rip.
Thank you.
Okay, that's fair.
And then his weapons on offense are nutty too.
Let's not remember that he has one of the best receivers. Well, one of the
He
best
has
receivers in the
Keenan Allen.
NFL and the most underrated. Keenan fucking Allen. Dude is an absolute animal.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's so
And
good.
he deserves so much more respect than he gets.
Hey,
He's a
Chris,
very underrated receiver.
Hey, Chris,
Yeah.
the Chargers have your boy,
Who?
Jared Cook.
That man. That's my guy. He
does have
he
some
does.
if-
But
if-
he.
from him.
You want to talk about a dude who's been bouncing from team to team? That's him. But hey, he's still collecting a check.
Hey, he's getting that check.
He's still
No, I'm
catching
just-
balls.
He's collecting a
collecting
check and doing numbers. He's a good player.
I'm just saying. I'm looking at the Chargers roster right now. Outside of some of the offensive linemen, it's just a solid team. If they can stay healthy, oh my god, it's gonna be insane. But Chris, who's your MVP? If you're so high and mighty that you don't like Justin Herbert,
Well, I mean, it's not that I dislike
That's
Justin
what I
Herbert.
say
I
some
like
shit
Justin Herbert. I wanted Justin Herbert to win Rookie of the Year last year. I just
okay,
don't think
now
he's
who's
going
your
to
MVP?
MVP. Like, I mean, obviously,
If you say Patrick Mahomes, I'm gonna fucking scissor kick you in the face.
you can try to. I don't think you're flexible enough for that.
Then I
Or,
am.
or tall enough.
He's not. But
Okay.
I mean, I think Kyler's going to win it this year. Genuinely, because I think that Arizona is going to be a much better team.
He has the weapons to do it. It's just gonna be rough.
No, it's going to be
because
tough.
he's gonna.
It's going to be tough. But
He's
I
in
think
such
that's
a tough
also.
division.
But I think that's also part of why he gets it though. Because his division
You
is
know-
so tough.
You want to hear my hottest of hot takes?
yeah.
Sure.
Fucking Mahomes is gonna throw for 6,000 yards and 60 touchdowns because we got that extra game.
That's not a hot take. What are you talking about? That's definitely.
I feel like that's very well within the cards of reasonability.
Well, I mean, he just had Bobby Stroop just moved to Kansas City to be like with him there. He just be like, "Hey, yo, Tyreek, just go."
Like, I think another thing that is very low key reasonable is him throwing for 700 yards a game. Not a game,
Bro.
but in a game. In
Uh,
a game, not a
Yeah.
game. In a game.
Okay. Imagine 700 yards a game.
bro.
Like I can't even do the math for that. That's stupid.
I'm just saying too, Mahomes, the season he had last year with his knee injury too.
In his foot? It was his
Bro, it's
foot,
gonna
wasn't it?
be. No, he dislocated his kneecap.
I remember that, but I thought he messed up his foot too, because during the Super
I
Bowl,
think he did that. I think so.
he was talking about his foot or whatever. But
But,
yeah, nah, man.
man,
He's built different. And then obviously, I mean, you have your other options like Patty Mahomes, obviously, Aaron Rodgers, every year, and then Tom Brady. I mean,
oh my god, oh my god. Mahomes threw for 4,700 yards, 38 touchdowns, 6 picks, on a 66% completion
38
percentage.
touchdowns in eight
Bro,
picks. That's nuts.
and in 15 games. That is no 19 might have been his knee injury, and 20 was his foot. I think that's what it was. So he missed more games than 19. But like, oh my god, even his MVP season was so stupid. 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, 12 picks on 66% completion percentage. That is that's so stupid.
Statistics.
That's so stupid. He completed 75 passes for over 20 yards. What?
He really is like low key just playing Madden out there though. Like,
Is there any team? This isn't like we didn't prep for this, but is there any like player or team that you think is just gonna be just not good next year? That was like decent last year.
You know, every single year, I always think Lamar Jackson's gonna fall off. He never does. So like, I'm not gonna pick him.
he's been in the league what, 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah, and I think he's gonna
Like,
fall off every time.
that's
Because
not-
I just don't see how he keeps maintaining production. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad player.
Hey, if it's gonna be anything, it's gonna be this year with him getting COVID because he's gotten COVID like 3 or 4 times.
I mean,
He just
Imagine.
I see him. I don't see him falling off, but I see him hitting like a plateau at some point.
Well, what I'm
You know what
saying
I'm
is
saying?
he has a dip in production a little bit. Like,
No, I know what you're
Yeah.
saying. I'm just saying I don't think he's gonna take a dip. I think he's just gonna plateau and stop going up. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna level off, and then he's just gonna stop getting any higher
I think my actual answer is gonna be Derrick Henry.
for MVP.
No. For like
Oh.
guys who's not gonna be that great this year.
I mean,
Um,
the first half of the
He's-
season he never does fantastic, and then
he's
like
just been
towards the playoffs he always just churns and somehow gets 1,300 yards in the last
and
like.
he always ends up on my fantasy team.
I just don't know how he keeps doing it because like at some
It doesn't
point
make
all of
sense.
these, yeah, like at some point all of these like all these runs and stuff has to start like at some point affecting him, right?
Well,
Because
they do affect him. You can see it, but the thing about it
when they
is,
get to the playoffs, yeah.
yeah. But the thing about it is, like, it's more the defenses, not him. You know, because they're not truly like trying to tackle him, except for like a select couple linebackers and D linemen.
He has 700 carries the past 2 years.
Yeah, that's insane.
That
Yeah,
is
it's kind of nuts. I had 700
It-
carries like in 3
no,
years
it's
of high
crazy
school.
too because he has 700 carries and he's averaging over 5 yards a carry. He's averaging over 100 yards a game. Oh my god, he scores a touchdown a game. Oh my god, his stats are so stupid.
I don't get it. I don't get how it keeps happening.
I think it's the like it's just it gets to the end of the season and it gets cold, and people are like, "Yo, we got this dude again."
Yeah,
I mean, he did get stopped this past year in the playoffs, and
I don't know how the Ravens achieved that.
Hey, it was
They wanted it, bro.
It was the hate in their heart that they had from the previous year. It was that just the hatred. But
Yeah,
I think the Saints drop off. I don't want them to, but I think they do.
Nah,
How-
bro, they're making the Super Bowl.
I thought. Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
said it, so I have to fucking stick to it. So I'm sticking to it. Damn it.
I mean, do you want to change your answer?
I mean, like, well,
Do you want to give us an actual answer?
well, I
or-
just didn't want to say like Seattle, Green Bay, or Arizona
Well, it's hard because they
or
just have a
Tampa
bunch of
Bay.
teams that are so damn consistent.
Yeah, that's the issue. Well, not really the issue, but that's the thing about like today's league. Like the top teams are the top teams because they stay consistent.
I do think if there was one team. Okay, here, let's go through. This could be one of the last things we do before we wrap up. All right, we kind of did this when we talked about the NBA. Is I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna name the teams from each that made the playoffs, and you're gonna say if you think they'll make it back there, and if they don't, what team you think will make it instead of them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll do AFC first. Chiefs,
Yeah.
stay,
Yes.
stay,
Yeah.
and they win the division. Bills,
Yes.
Yes.
do you think they win their division again?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Steelers,
No.
do you
Yes.
think they make the
No,
playoffs?
I think they make
No.
the playoffs. I don't think they win the division.
I don't think they even make the playoffs.
I'm in
That's
the
fair.
same boat as Joe. I don't think
That's
they make
fair.
the playoffs.
That's fair.
I
I
think
don't
TJ
know.
Watts would have an amazing season, but I don't think they make the playoffs.
I think if there's a team that would, I don't even what team would replace them. What's a good AFC team? I don't really know. I think low key shit. Let's throw the Chargers in there. Chargers instead
Yeah.
of the Steelers. Why not?
Easy.
Well, yeah, that's
All
fair.
right, Titans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Do they win the division?
What division are they in? AFC
AFC
South?
South.
AFC South.
They have the
E-
Texans,
Yes.
the Jags,
Yes.
and the
Yes.
Colts.
Yes.
Yeah, easily.
Okay. Ravens.
Yes.
Yes.
Do they win the division?
Yes.
Okay. Browns.
No.
No, they don't make the playoffs.
I don't think they
Yeah,
make the playoffs.
I think they make the playoffs.
Okay. I agree with Joe. I think they make the playoffs too.
I don't want them to, but
I think they're better now. They're gonna be better coming into this year than they were last year. But all right, then Chris, who makes it into the Browns?
The Dolphins.
Bold. All right.
why do you think they got so much better?
I mean, it's not more or less me thinking that they're going to be better. I think other teams are going to be worse. I don't know. I just think that
They
they're
have to
going
be
to play worse.
a lot worse.
I know.
Okay.
I understand that.
Okay, last one. Colts.
Yes.
If Carson Wentz magically stays healthy, then yes.
Nah, bro. Sam going to take them to the playoffs.
Hey, Sam Ellinger's playing. They're winning the Super Bowl,
Okay.
and he's gonna say, "Hey, Indianapolis, we're back."
All right, bro.
Then he's
Okay.
gonna get slammed 0-16, 0-17 next season.
No, I don't. The Colts are too good. The Colts could have almost anybody playing quarterback and be fine with their run game and their defense. It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So Chris has just the Browns falling out and the Dolphins going in. Joe and I have the Steelers falling out and the Chargers going in. All right. And then I think we all said that we think the Chiefs will win their division. The Bills will win the division. I think if Carson Wentz plays, the Colts will win the division over the Titans. But then I think we all said the Ravens win the division.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. NFC. Oh. Packers. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They win the division.
Yes.
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 All right. Hey.
Actually, I don't
spicy
know.
one.
I don't know. The Vikings might do something to them, man.
No, they won't.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Can we stop?
All right. The Saints.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
All right, Chris.
The
Do they
Cowboys
win
get
the
it instead.
Chris,
I
Chris,
gotta
do they
buckle
win the
down.
division?
No. No.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I agree with Joe. I think if the Saints don't make it, I think the Cowboys could slide in real quick.
I was
I
really
think
trying to skip past Chris's dumb bullshit, but it
We
didn't
can't.
work.
We can't. All right. Seattle.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
I think they make it in. Do you think they win the division?
No.
Yes.
I don't think so either. I think the Rams win the division.
See,
Ooh.
here's the thing though. Like any of those four teams can win the division.
Yep.
That's
It's
facts.
it's probably gonna it's dead ass. It's
No,
probably
if
gonna be
there's-
like a 3-game split between 1 and 4.
Now, if there's one team that won't win the division, I don't think the Cardinals will win the division.
I mean, out of the 4, I would pick the Cardinals to not win it.
Yeah. All right.
But
Washington.
Are you telling me that they're not good enough to win
Yes.
the division?
Or we pass this. Washington.
No.
Yes.
With the new playoff system, can 4 teams make it from the same division? Is that possible?
I'm not concerned with
No,
that.
that's
I'm
not
going by
possible.
I'm
It's
going
not
by
possible.
current rules anyway, or what
Well,
I
there's
know
a
are
lot
the
of current
rules. What I
rules,
know are
so.
the rules.
No,
I-
there's four. You have the four division winners and 3 wild cards. So technically, 4 teams can make it.
Okay, well, anyways, no, I don't
Uh
think they come. I don't think they make it.
do you think they win their division?
No,
No.
I'm a no too.
I think the
Cowboys win the
Cowboys are.
division.
I think the Cowboys are winning the
They
division.
they get in with like a 9-8 record or something.
Yep, 9-8 in wild card game. All right,
Yeah.
the Buccaneers.
No.
You want to talk about bold?
I don't want to
Yes,
put up with these dumbass.
yes, they do.
Jared, I don't know how you faded off so hard there.
$40
I
Mike.
do. Yo,
$5
True.
Mike, you mean?
My bad.
Yo.
You're right. $4 Mike. But
yeah.
no, genuinely.
Do they win the
yes.
division?
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Joe. Who makes it instead of the Bucks?
The Falcons.
It is. Can we move on?
No, Joe. No.
Can we move
Who's
on?
gonna win that? Who's gonna win that division? The Falcons? The Panthers?
Yeah, the Panthers.
You
Okay.
think the Panthers are beating the Bucks twice?
Yep.
Joe says Sam Darnold's gonna lead him to the promised land.
Yep. I still believe in Sam Darnold.
He's gonna
Okay.
see them ghosts wearing Panthers jerseys. Okay.
All right.
The Rams.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Do they win the division?
Nay.
I say yes. The Bears.
Yes.
No.
And no, I don't think so.
No. I hope to God not. And I think the team that would replace them would either be the Cardinals or the 49ers.
How many teams do we have left?
That's it.
That's the last one?
That's it.
If that's the last one, then I'm going to say no then, and I'm going to say Cardinals instead.
I feel like you already said Cardinals.
No.
Okay.
Because I
Well,
said...
hey, there goes our way
Yeah.
too early predictions. Chris says that Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill are gonna combine to just tag team the entire league. And
Bro, I think
Yep.
I think New Orleans got something cooking, man.
yeah, they're cooking up a trade for Michael Thomas. Right.
Actual?
But
They
Actual?
actually trade Alvin Kamara, and then
Actual?
they keep Taysom Hill at running back,
yo,
and then they get
Yo.
some more pieces for Jameis.
they bring in Greg Williams for Bountygate 2.0, baby.
Okay.
Brett Favre comes back and quarterbacks the Jets again.
Yo, imagine if Brett Favre said, "I'm coming back."
Yo, hey. Do you think Brett Favre has the COVID shot?
No
What?
shot.
Probably not. He
You don't
wants
think
Levi's.
so? All right, hey, do you think the governor of Texas has the COVID shot?
No, not at all.
What about you, Joe?
Who's the governor of Texas?
Greg Abbott being in
Abbott.
a wheelchair.
There's no way he has a COVID shot.
He has both of them, and he got a third booster,
That's hilarious.
and he just tested positive.
Again,
And he was at
Doesn't
he
have
was
it.
at a super spreader event without a mask on the other day.
he got a placebo. 3 of them.
Who gets
he's the-
bodied?
He was the nurse that was injecting saline into people.
Nah, he got the injection from the nurse who's injecting people with alien.
Is that not what I said?
You said he
No, you
was
said
the
he
nurse.
was the nurse.
I mean, shit could be.
Which is weird because he's a governor. So
Okay, you saying governors can't be nurses?
I don't think so, no. Because I think their
I mean,
job is
I
being a
think-
governor.
I mean, I think you could have someone who was a nurse become a governor.
I mean,
I
Kevin
think
Gates said he
no.
had 6 jobs.
So if
Okay,
someone's
so
a
he's the governor
doctor,
of Texas.
so if someone's a doctor and they become president, are they no longer a doctor?
Okay, but this happened while he was the governor of Texas.
Yeah. Okay. If you're a doctor and you become a governor, are you no longer a doctor?
That's not at all what we're talking about.
Yeah, it is. You said he couldn't
I'm-
be a nurse.
I have no interest in doing this.
And with that, we'll wrap up the No Shot podcast. Thanks for listening.
This fucking idiot.
Joe doesn't like people in wheelchairs and loves Micah Parsons. Chris is
Wait, what does
all on.
wheelchairs have to do with anything?
Chris is on the whole Taysom Hill fan train.
I'm not
he
on the
thinks
Taysom
that-
Hill fan train.
He thinks that the Saints should not have any black running backs and Taysom Hill should be back
That's
there.
not what I
So
said.
there's that. But make sure that you like, you subscribe, you download, rate 5 stars whenever we get the stuff up on Spotify and Apple and whatnot. And thanks for listening. Any closing comments?
What
All
did
right,
I say
thank
anything
you.
about someone in wheelchairs?
Greg Abbott.
We're not doing that. Okay. All right.
That's even less of a chance for him to be a nurse.
Wow, that's real ableist of you, Joe.
Anyway, I'm so over this.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll catch you guys next time.